Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important CSS property for border, that is border image source and border image slice. Okay, so these are the two properties that we can use in order to apply some image as a border. Okay, so by the end of this session, we will be able to understand how to apply image for a border, what are the properties that is border image source and border image slice, how we can use it, what are the syntax and structure, and what would be the benefit if we are using these two properties. Okay. But before we proceed with the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how we can use border image source and border image slice property. Clear? Okay. So I think now we are good to start with the session, and here you can see we have just noted down the basic code as of now. We have just made one title in the head section, and there is one um, heading that shows CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. So now you can save it and refresh the browser to see the output. So output is coming like this: CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. Now after this, what we are supposed to do, we will put here another heading to show topic name. So here I will write border image source and border image slice property in CSS. Okay, so this is our main agenda for the session. Now to implement this thing, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to create one div, because on that div only we can apply a border. Okay, just for the demo purpose I'm picking div, otherwise there are alternative ways also, but it's easier for you to understand if we are using div. Okay, so let's add the div here. Here I will write div. In div we will mention the id because we want to apply some CSS here, so just write id. In id we will use box. Remember one thing, this is case sensitive, so if you are using it with capital B, make sure to use it with capital B whenever you are accessing it. Okay, now to apply the CSS to this div, we have to write the CSS. Now there might be one question like which approach we should follow. So it is up to you, like if you would like to go with internal CSS, that is also fine. If you want to go with inline CSS, that is okay. Similarly, if you want to go with external CSS, that is also fine. But for this particular session, I'm going to proceed with the internal CSS because with that I can show you both things on a same page, HTML code as well as CSS. Okay, so let's apply the CSS here. Here I will write style. In style we will write the important thing, all the important thing like width, height and all these basic properties. So for that we want to access this div. So to access the div you just need to write here box, which is a selector, then opening and curly braces for opening and curly braces, and then you can write simply the important properties like width, height, the basic properties. So firstly I'm applying the width as 900 pixel, then we will set here height which is 600 pixel. Okay, then you can apply the border. So for example I'm going to create the border here with 20 pixel solid black. So what it will do now, it will show you the black color border on the div. So this is how it looks, right? So we are just getting this border of black color whenever we are getting whenever we are applying these property. Now the requirement is that we want to show a border, but instead of color we want to show some image on it. So for that reason we can use two properties, that is border image source and border image slice. So now I'll show you how we can use the image. So to use that image you can simply you can firstly place your image in the same folder where your code exists. Why I'm saying that? because by doing that there is no need to provide external path for the image. You can just simply use the image by its name and extension. So here you can see the first image, there is one new image which is border image.png that we will be using. So when I click on this image, you can see there is a small image coming over here. So this is the same image that we will be using for creating the border. Now to create the border, you just need to write here border image source. So simply go here and write border image source, and then after that you can provide URL. In this URL you can provide the name of the image. So in my case, image name is border image.png, so I can simply write here border image.png. Then you can simply save it and refresh the browser. So once we refresh the browser, we can see that image is coming but in 4 corners, 1 2 3 4, and it's very small size, right? So is this what we are looking for? No, we want it as a complete border, right? Not like this. So how to achieve this? So actually, like, to achieve this, we have to use border slicing property. So what is border slicing property? So border slicing property will just tell the browser that how much portion of the image we have to use. So basically we are supposed to provide the width and height of that image, or you can say the portion of the image that we will be using. Okay, so if we are talking about this image, so here you can see, suppose I want to show only this particular portion. So what I can do, I can simply select that area and identify its width and height, or you can use any other external tool to find out the area, width and height, and according to your requirement you can place the width and height. So let me show you how. You just need to write here border, um, then image, then we can put slice, and here we can put the ID. So if you are only providing one value here, for example if I am providing only 10, so what it will do, it will consider 10 as width as well as height. So just save it, refresh the browser. So you can see this is how the border looks like. So what exactly it is doing here, it is just picking the 10 pixels from as a width and 10 pixels as a height. Similarly, if you change the value to 20, what it will do now, it will consider 20 pixel, 20 width and 20 height, and in this situation it is showing border like this. Okay, so this is how we can use border image slice in order to get the image slicing, or you can see the portion of the image. So basically we are using these two property together just as a combination, so that we can decide like which image we want to use and how much portion of the image we want to use. Okay, fine. Now some of you might be thinking like, is it mandatory to use any particular image, like because this image I have generated from a border image generator. So no, it is not mandatory. You can use any other image as well. For example, if I want to use this old tiger image again, so what I can do, I can simply replace the name of border image.png with tiger.webp. Now if you save it and refresh the browser, you can see now a border is coming with a tiger image. But again, this is covering only that portion that I have provided here in the slice. Now if you change it to 30 pixel, 30 width, so accordingly it is showing you in the image. One more interesting thing, if you are providing the values only, if you are providing only one value to the border slice, that then it will consider both height and width of the image same, for is equal like it is considering 30 as width as well as height. But in case if you provide width differently and height differently, like this, so in this case first value will be considered as a width and second value would be considered as a height. Clear? So 30 and 20. Similarly, you can also provide the values in percentage. For example, if I try to put 100%, so again it will came in the right corner because 100% is a different thing. So you can save it as 10%, and now you can see. Likewise, if you want to put width also, height also in 20%, so you can provide it. Clear? So this is how we are supposed to use border image source and border image slice for using image as a border in our CSS. So I hope these two properties clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.